Hi, I'm Jeff, a product specialist here at Redcort Software, and I want to show you how to install Virtual TimeClock Network Edition on a Windows PC. The Network Edition has all of the advanced features of our Pro Edition, with the added benefit of being able to use the time clock on multiple computers, even at different office locations. First, you'll want to launch a web browser and head to www.redcort.com. Click on the download page and choose Virtual TimeClock Network. You'll be presented with three choices: the TimeClock server, which is the brain of the network TimeClock system; the Pro client, which can be used as both a time clock and has administrative access; and the user client, which is used as a time clock only. You'll need to install the server program on one computer on the network, and we'll also install the Pro client because we'll need to set up our users and configure the time clock. When asked whether to run or save the file, go ahead and click Run. We're going to complete the setup wizard by accepting the defaults. You'll be prompted to add the background service and to create your new company file. You'll need to create an administrator. You can add additional administrators later. You may need to open several communication ports on your Windows firewall. I'll walk you through those steps right now. Before we do that, you'll want to make sure you've got green check marks on all the network activities. To open communication ports on your firewall, you'll want to go to your control panel and open the Windows firewall. We'll pick System and Security, Windows Firewall, Advanced Settings, Inbound Rules, and create a new rule. It's for a port. The first one will be TCP, and the port number is 56777. We want to allow the connection. We can leave all of these checked, and we can give it a name. Any name will work, but I'm going to call it VTC TCP. And finish. We're going to add one more new rule. Again, it's a port. This time it's UDP, and the port number is 56778. We want to allow the connection, leave all three checked, and give it a name. This one I'm going to call VTC UDP. And finish. The communication ports only need to be opened on the Windows firewall of the computer running the TimeClock server. Now you want to return to the website and download the Pro client. Again, we're going to accept the defaults. When the welcome window opens, we're going to click Connect to Server, locate our server computer, and click Login. After logging into the TimeClock server, you'll be prompted to add users. You can import users from QuickBooks or a CSV file or add them manually. We're going to add a user manually. All you need is the employee first and last name in order for them to use the time clock. You'll notice a password warning. You can either assign the user a password now, or they'll be prompted to create their own password the first time they clock in. We're going to complete several other configuration items before we begin using the time clock. First, we want to configure our overtime. The time clock comes with 3 common overtime rules. I'm going to pick weekly only and assign my users. If you need to track time spent on different tasks, jobs, or projects when clocking in, choose Activities to set them up. I don't have a need to do that, so I'm going to leave the default activity of In and go on to the next item. To set what program rules are in use for each time clock, including what interface employees will use to open their user status window, choose Display Groups. I can create a new display group, change the display group interface, set user and manager actions. Although most users accept the default actions, you can customize user and manager access to the different program features. Next, we're going to set our payroll frequency. My employees get paid weekly, so I'm going to leave this as it is. I can also set the current period start date. To set how total hours should be calculated and displayed on time cards, click Time Settings. You can set your rounding rules and what day of the week your work week starts. Those are all of the configuration items we need to address right now, but it's a good idea to go back into the Server Manager and schedule a daily time clock backup. I'm going to close Configure, which will take me to the Pro Client Administration window. I can modify or delete entries. I can add a manual entry, for example, if someone forgets to clock in. I can add a leave entry, for example, a sick day or a vacation. I can view my employee time cards. I can export the time clock data, which can then be viewed in common spreadsheet software like Excel. I can export employee hours to a common payroll program. I can close the payroll period. I can open my user mailbox, or I can go back into the configuration settings. Now I'm going to turn administration off so Grace can clock in. Grace simply selects her name from the list and creates her new password. Now she can click an action like starting her day. The in-out board is updated with her current status. If you would like more information on how to use Virtual Time Clock, please visit us online at www.redcort.com.